Hi guys, happy Friday. I am grilling, of course. I have my trusty grilling beer. That's what we do when we grill. Um, it's just a tradition. I don't know what to say. Uh, and also my trusty Trump flag that's in the background. That was given to me by a dear friend, so I love having it. And anyways, I just wanted to pop on here because I was watching some clips. I did not watch transparency here. I could not stomach myself to listen to the Oprah Kamala interview. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sacrifice myself to it this time. But I've been listening to clips. And some nice gentleman asked her how she was going to fix the crisis at the border. And all she could do was deflect and say that Trump was to blame because he crushed this border bill. I have a couple things. So the first thing is Trump is not currently in office, so I'm not exactly sure how she can expect anybody to believe that Trump is responsible for crushing this border bill. I digress. But the next thing I want to know, these bills are thousands of pages long. Like, you get a stack like this and you have to make a motion for it in like what, a week maybe? How is anybody to read this many papers? So my question is, if this bill was squashed, what was also at risk? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that what was at risk was most likely more money to Ukraine that we can't pay back, and stupid stuff like altering surgeries for people that probably like immigrated here not normally. I don't know. I'm not sure what was in the bill, but I'm going to guess that the root cause of that bill getting squandered, if it was even a thing, because I don't trust anything at this point, but the root cause of that bill getting squandered is because it had so many liberal, ridiculous ideas in it that it couldn't go. It couldn't go. Because that's what happens, and nobody wants to talk about that. What happens is they sneak in all kinds of sorts of stupid things in these bills, and then they want people to vote on them. But they can't say yes to it because there's such absurdities in it, and they know that. They know that. They rig these things. It's insane. So I just watched a documentary, and I'm going to put the link in the comments below. It's here on YouTube, and I strongly suggest every single one of you goes and watches it first of all, but also shares it and suggests that your friends also watch it. It's impactful, and it's deep and it's heavy. Huh. Sorry. I'm just watching this white car go through. This white car comes through my road at least once a day. It's really weird. It comes through and then it goes back. I have to tell you, where I live is a true one lane. It's tarred and chipped, but they only do it every few years. So it's more like a dirt road with lots of potholes and stuff. But this car comes through here, rip roaring every single day, through and back. Are we dropping someone off? Are we dropping something off? I don't know. Comes through, but they fly through here. So this car just came through earlier, and I, from my porch here, screamed at them to slow down. Maybe some explicatives in there, because my chickens free range. They go across the road. One of these days, this woman is gonna, I know it's a woman, I've seen her drive. One of these days, she's gonna take out one of my chickens. It's not gonna be a good day for her. Anyways, let's get back on track here. So this documentary, I watched this yesterday, and it was 2 hours. I would say the most impactful part to watch is probably the first 45 minutes of it. It is a documentary on Hitler through Hitler's own words, which is something that we don't learn a whole lot about. Um, I I grew up when I was in high school, we still learned history. It might have been a little bit of a puff piece of history, but it was still history. And in senior art, this is really unusual because it was an art class. But in art class, we took I don't even know what grade I was in, but we took a field trip. It was either my junior or senior year. We took a field trip to Washington, D.C. And we went to the Holocaust Museum. And I will tell you that that rocked my world. That forever changed me. That changed me as a human. And I think every single human being should make their way to the Holocaust Museum, or I would love to go to, I'm going to say this wrong, but Auschwitz? Please correct me. Over in Germany, I would love to go. That forever changed me, because there were rooms when I went. There was sectioned off places in the middle of the Holocaust Museum, and they said, you're not allowed to look in there unless supervised or over 18 of age. And I looked, and what I saw in there was mind-boggling, horrific. It was truly life-changing. Sorry, I'm testing the temperature on my chicken. Make sure it's done. I think they're all done. Bear with me. Let me check this big one. Doing chicken breast on the grill.
Hi.
Thank you. Sit it down for me. Thank you so much.
Guess what?
You what?
Cinnamon and pumpkin spice.
Oh, thank you. Carly made me an iced cinnamon and pumpkin spice coffee. Can't wait to try that. Now, back to what we were talking about. The Holocaust Museum was eye-opening and, may I say, life-changing. Now, I don't know if it affected everybody in my class that went with me, but for me, it impacted me, and that stayed with me for my entire being since I went there. So I consider myself at least somewhat educated on the Holocaust. Now, last night, and I am an avid history buff. I will watch anything that you send to me that is based on history. I eat it up. I love history because we can learn so much from it. And in my knowledge of history, I think we are regressing as a civilization. But that being said, I watched this documentary, and it was about Hitler's life in his own words. It was from his quotes, from his diaries and such. And man, some of the things he said, it actually made the hair stand up on my body. We are living the same environment. And if you don't believe me, you need to go watch this documentary. I'm going to leave the link. It is absolutely insane how he talked about using the children to pollute their minds and to have them fight for him because children were so easily manipulated, and how he talked about using propaganda. It was lies. He was talking all lies, and he was feeding propaganda, and people were eating it up. And man, I see that today. Every single thing that comes out of Kamala Harris's voice, her mouth, is a lie. She's talking, and you can go on to, what is it, Reuters or one of those other places that debunk things, extremely liberal companies, and they're saying, yeah, no, that's actually a lie. But people are eating it up, and they're feeding into it, and we are living literally at the precipice of Nazi Germany. And in a lot of ways, the MAGA movement could be correlated to the Polish or the Jews back in the day, where Hitler just didn't like them based on them as humans and what they stood for, right? He hated the Jews. He came across them in France when he was in art school, and he didn't love them at first. You know, he was like, and then, you know, he got an he got a Semitism pamphlet, and he was like, I don't know, that seems kind of wrong. And then he experienced more, and you just have to watch the documentary. You just have to watch it. How hatred can seep through the pores of the very individual and corrupt them to be able to do unbelievable and unthinkable acts. I strongly suggest you watch, and I strongly suggest you share and encourage other people to watch too, because this is a message that needs to be shared everywhere. This may have gotten a bit deep. This is something I feel very passionately about. Like I said, I was exposed to the Holocaust Museum when I was a very young age. And it greatly impacted me. Things that you see there, the things that you become to realize, how hatred is so strong. And I also want to encourage you as a MAGA individual or whomever you are that is watching this video. If you start off a sentence with, I hate Democrats, I hate liberals, I want you to refrain from that, because hatred is poison. We need to actually feel sorry for the people that have been brainwashed into believing these lies. We also need to stay steadfast in the fact that we will not succumb to that, because I feel like that's the thing. Like back then, back when World War II happened, so many people were willing to sit back and wait and see what happened. England and France, they were like, oh, okay, well, he says he just wants to take back what he lost in World War One. I kind of understand that, so I'm just going to let it go. It won't go much farther. Oh, well, he did lose that also in World War One, so we're just going to kind of let that go. Oh, wait, this doesn't seem right. Should we do something? No? Oh, okay. We're going to let that go? Oh, no, we need to step in. But by the time they stepped in, it was too late for a lot of people. I mean, a mega lot of people. War and violence. I'm sorry, it's stink bug season here. I'm so sorry. War and violence is never the answer, but a strong-minded country of people that understand what is happening is vital. And we are at that point right now. Hillary Clinton has already said that she needed to take the MAGA people and, what was it? It wasn't re-educate. But she wanted to basically put us in camps. That's terrifying. Watch this documentary. Share it with your friends. Listen to what people are saying and whom they are saying it to. So she's going with Oprah Winfrey, and she did an interview with people that would feed her questions that she could answer, and even still the questions aren't answered well at all. Donald Trump is not a perfect person, but he can sit down with any individual and have a beautiful, real conversation. I encourage you to look when he was on the Gutfeld show. That was an amazing interview. I watched it. I'll actually link that as well, because I think that is really good. It's really good to hear him talk in a lighthearted voice. He was away from a rally. He was just with somebody that he calls a friend. Somebody that actually didn't even like him to begin with, but he can sit there and talk about it. Just for example, look at when Kennedy, he just talked about when his I don't know if this was an ex-wife. I don't think it's his current wife. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was talking about his wife at the time. So I'm not sure. I don't keep up with people's personal lives. I've got too much going on. But he talked about his wife at the time wanting to go to Key Largo, I think it was, or someplace down in Florida. And she said, what if I got us a trip for free to go see your mom? And he's like, okay, sure, but with who? And she said, Donald Trump. And he's like, well, I'm suing him currently. And she's like, yeah, he said he knows that you're suing him, but that's okay. He'll still bring you down there. Like, I aspire to be that person. I want to be that kind of selfless person. I know you're suing me. I know that you don't like me right now, but I'm still going to help you out. Who does that? Who does that? Anyways, guys, this is my Friday video. Maybe a bit of a meandering. We've covered a lot of topics. It's just where my mind goes right now. So, and I also have to state this. When I started this channel, I wanted to show my homestead. I wanted to show what I was doing here. Like, I can't deal with the stink bugs, guys. We call them George.
Hey, it's not always stink bug season. It's on lantern.
Lantern flies. Soon it'll be ladybugs. We call the stink bugs George. What was it? Chase. Oh my God, there's a lantern fly there. Was it Chase? When Chase was little, he was horrified of...
It's on the girl.
He was horrified of the stink bugs, so we named him George. And I did a little experiment where, like, I dabbed a little bit of paint on the back of a stink bug to see, like, if he came back around again. He did. It was kind of cool. But anyways, stink bugs here are named George. So if you ever hear me say about George, it's a stink bug. Anyways, guys, I know that this video was a bit all over the place, but it's important. I think that it's really, really important that we spread the word. And I also want to remind you to keep kindness in your heart. It's hard. It's really, really, really hard sometimes when people can be so nasty. But it's really important because we can go down a really dark path if we do not keep kindness in our hearts. Right, real quick, I lost my train of thought before I end the video. And what I was going to say is when I started this YouTube channel, it was to show my homestead. I never expected to get political until I went to the Trump rally in Butler. And I only ever made that video because I really wanted to log my experience. Because I knew throughout the years that that emotion would probably wane. And also because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I wanted to chronologically add that to history. So I can look back on it, me as a person and me and my family can look back at it and say, I experienced that. So I never expected this channel to become political. But what I'm asking now, because as I share homestead videos, they don't perform as well as my political videos. And for me as a creator, that's kind of is kind of difficult in a way, because I expected to have a homesteading channel. And now what seems to do well is me having a political channel and talking about current events. And so what I'm asking you guys is please to leave in the comments what you would like to see. And the reason why you haven't seen so many videos from me probably is because I'm at this weird point where I want to show you what's going on the farm, but I know that that's not going to do well. That's not going to perform well. And I know what I need to do is talk about politics, but in the back of my mind, sometimes politics is very taxing on me. And I want to escape into the homestead and find peace there. So I don't mind doing the political things at all, but I need to know from you guys that are watching this video, what do you want to see from me? Should I maybe combine videos of the homestead with me talking over about politics? You know, what would you like to see? I hate when creators do this and ask what you want to see, but I actually really want to know what you want to see, because what I want to show you guys isn't always what seems to react the best. And also on this note, I want to say that I have hemorrhaged subscribers in the last week or 2 weeks. They have just dropped off. I was over 8,000, like I had 8,020, and now I'm under 7,000. So if you guys could check your subscriptions and make sure that you're still subscribed, that would be fantastic. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this video and you like what you see, please subscribe. I would love that. But yeah, let me know what you want to see, because I certainly don't want to lose viewers because I'm not giving you what it is that you want from me, but I also really don't know what you want from me. So leave that in the comments down below. I'm at a really weird point because I knew at the beginning when I started this channel what I was going to show you guys, and you like something else. So I would really like to hear from you. Now we're going to end the video. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.